You're watching Tick Tech Know, Technology Integration Coach Tech Tips to Know.
All right, so this is Padlet. Padlet is a fantastic tool for being able to work online, to do a little bit of writing online. It's like a digital corkboard or a message board where you can have other people work with you and place their message, whether it's text or picture or video or link to the website, on there, and then everyone can see and use. You do not have to have an account to be able to create a Padlet, but you do need one if you want to be able to edit that Padlet. So I already have an account. I'm going to go ahead and click on this and log in. So what you can see here are any of the Padlets I've made in the past, and very easily get access to them to go back and to review, to revisit, to edit and add to, or reuse them again in a different time. But what I want to show you now is how to make a brand new one. So here's Padlet. I'm going to click on New Padlet. And when I go to New Padlet, it's giving me these kind of crazy names. Recently, Padlet reorganized their tools for this, for setting a new one up. So I'm going to call this one different title, third grade class moon phases. I'm not even sure if third grade does moon phases or not. It actually is fourth grade. My description, I can put a question or some text if I need to. All right, so the next one is layout. By default, it wants to do freeform. Freeform means that as people are putting things on there, they can add their own pictures and their own little boxes, but if they can't see where other people have placed them, they may accidentally put them on top. So what I like to do often, especially when working with smaller kids, is to use the grid. Stream plays out more like Facebook, where the newest one goes on top. I'm going to leave it on grid so that it goes in kind of a nice kind of Pinterest-like grid of posts. Okay, so wallpaper. There are lots to choose from. That's just the background. It's not anything important. It's just about what do you want it to look like. There we go. It's summertime, so I'm going to go with grass. I use this little white arrow to back up. Theme is part of the paid part. I can choose an icon. The icon is actually going to go right over here by my title. Click that one so you can see. Here's my grass, and here's some buildings. Again, I can always have my own. Tags are for you to be able to, if you want to make it searchable, you can put a tag to make it easier to search. This part, however, is important. Notice the address is padlet.com/Chris_P, which is my username in Padlet, and then this gobbledygook here at the end. So I can make it easier for my kids or for my students or for the parents in my classroom to be able to find. Parents of the kids in my classroom. Third grade moon phases. So again, it becomes part of the address. Maybe I just want moon phases. Notice it will not let you put a space in there, and you only have certain characters you can use. When I'm done with this, I can click next, and it gives me some choices. Right now, it's being set up as a secret one, where you have to know the address to be able to get to it. I could make it password protected, which means visitors have to know the password, and I put the password right here. Private means the only people who can get there are ones who I have added as Padlet users, and they have to have a Padlet account, which is more restrictive than I really want to deal with. If I want to make it password protected, that's going to be easy because I just give my kids, my students, the password that the whole class uses. Secret, usually where I actually really keep it. Public makes it so that anyone who finds it, happens to find this page, can add whatever. Again, for my purposes with working with elementary age kids, these two are my most favorite go-to. What can people who go there do? They can just read, or they can write, or they can even moderate. Moderate means they can edit and approve other people's posts. Typically, I just let them add their own. Again, I can add other contributors by adding their email address, but they have to again log on. All right, hit next. I'm all set to start posting. Start posting. Now, what you also might like is if you're working with older kids or you're working with adults and you want to be able to get them to, or even actually small kids, this works too. Another way to get them there is this share, which was not here before. Before, share, the address was how it was, and you had to, you can edit the address in the little, all the editing we've done so far have been underneath this modify or the gear wheel, but share lets me do something really cool. Share lets me see, again, these preferences, but then I have this one right here that says share and export. It gives me a QR code. So if I have an app that has a QR code reader, or if I'm on, if I go to a website that lets me do QR codes, or I could just take a screenshot of this and print it and then put it beside beside my computers in my classroom on a little card so my kids could hold up in front of the webcam. They could take a photo of this and it zooms them straight to, it connects them straight to this. The print code is kind of new also. Let's see what that does. Makes a giant one that opens up for it's easier to print. Fantastic. So again, you can use the QR code, could use have them type the address if that's easier for who you're working with. The QR code is fantastic, especially if you use tools like this one. There's a non-related website called WebQR. And WebQR lets me, once the camera kicks in, I may have to approve it using the camera. Once the camera kicks in, I can just hold that little printed QR code from my Padlet, hold it up there, and it'll pull up the web page address, and I could click on the link that it gets to, and it'll bring me right back here. So that's another way of doing this. Plus, we can also just put this address into our CMTSS teacher web page so that it's one of our classroom links, so kids can just click it. Right, and that is kind of a quick overview. Actually have you add anything, sorry. Click on the plus, and I can add in this, and this is how it works for everyone else. They come to your page, title, where you have them put their name, although, again, in trying to keep it so they are not giving away who they are, I'm going to have them just put their first name, and then for the next part, I can have them answer the question, answer to and down below, I have the ability to either use the microphone, the video camera, attach a document, attach a slide, attach lots of different things. I can upload, I can link to a website, I can upload things as a file from my computer, or I can take a photo as long as I allow it. Take a photo. Here's me. Okay. I can allow the photo to happen. When I'm done, it's attached to this, and everyone else can see it. So it's a great way to share, do collaborative things, but everyone gets their own little workspace, and you can kind of quickly read over each other's answers. That is Padlet. Hope that helps.